What up, boyos? Let's just fucking jump straight into it. This is the Spoilercast for Falcon Winter Soldier. Dude, this fucking episode.
It was wild.
I haven't talked to you about it at all. I haven't mentioned it.
It's true.
And it was so hard for me last night to not mention it because I'm like, there's some shit fucking happened in this episode, and I kind of want to dive into that.
Yeah.
Hence this fucking spoiler cast. So what are your thoughts on it? We'll start with your thoughts this week.
Okay, yeah. I liked it. There was some stuff I really liked. The ending was fucking that visual of New Cap with the blood on the shield.
Oh, with the shield, yeah.
This really felt like a setup episode. Like this is setting up for the next two, like to wrap it up. You know, this felt like this is the one that's setting all the things into motion. So it's really setting up that Sam, good guy. Sam's good guy. He's like, hey, this is what I do. I talk to people. You know, like if I don't need to fight, I don't want to fight. I want to talk about it. You know, where the New Cap is like, fuck that. We should fight and kill things.
I'm getting antsy. Let's go fuck shit up because America.
Yeah, they should respect me because I am Captain America. And then it also sets up that, you know, Falcon is like, no, I won't take the serum. Where the new one did take the serum.
His name's John Walker. But,
John Walker. Yeah. You get what I mean, though.
I know what you mean.
So like that was interesting. Zemo also got away. So it's like setting up like what's going to happen with Zemo. The Flag Smashers, officially, they're just bad guys now. They're out for blood now. Sam tried talking them down, but now
fucking John Walker ruined it.
Yeah, that ship has sailed. But yeah, what do you think?
Dude, I fucking loved it. I gotta say, Zemo, the guy who plays Zemo,
he's great. Yeah,
he's fucking fantastic in this show. He is so fucking good. Like the whole character and the whole dynamic between them, the writing for him, that's just everything about that character makes the show really great.
Yeah.
He's so good. Like, I fucking love it. But I wanted to hit on a couple of notes. I don't really remember how it started. Didn't it start with them? What do you remember how it started?
I watched it on Thursday night, so like it's been a little bit.
Oh, okay, it's been a little bit. I can remember them like going and talking and like trying to figure out who this girl is who died, and they're trying to figure out where the funeral is. I think that's as early as I can remember.
And it starts with him talking to the Wakanda lady.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And then they kind of like have that flashback where it's like, it's not really like a training, but she's just kind of going through it, and then he doesn't actually activate when she says the words, and you know, it's like the end of his rehabilitation. But
also like maybe try saying them in English, you know, because like that's how they or in the right language, because didn't they do it in German or something?
Something.
I don't remember. I feel like she was doing it in like a different language, and I was like, would that work? I don't know.
Yeah, so that was cool.
I should preface though, I said I liked the episode. I have some serious issues with the episode though too. So
you do? Okay.
Yeah. I'll get into that in a bit.
So yeah, they do that. It kind of sets up Bucky a little bit better, like gives him a little bit of a backstory.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, well, we got this name. This show runs on its fucking names. We got this name, and we're gonna go investigate this name and I'll ask these little kids about this name. So they all go to this place that they know of, I guess. I don't exactly remember how they get there, but they get there and they're like, hey, have you heard of this person? Everybody's like, no. And then Zemo like hands candy to kids, and then the kids are open to him because kids are fucking stupid. But yeah, and
yeah,
he like with
there's some more to be unraveled there for sure. Because like I took it as like this is where I have a hard time with the names in this show, like remembering who everyone is and what everyone's name is. But
especially with the Flag Smasher.
Yeah, the Flag Smasher girl. I can't remember her name, but I took it like she grew up in this thing. I don't know, or was.
Well, I think they were like snapped, and they came back, and now there's no place for them, and their lives are totally fucked up, and that's kind of who those people are.
Flag Smashers are really interesting because it's like these are like people who are like Thanos was right.
Right.
Because I thought the Flag Smashers were like, things were looking better when the snap happened, and now that everyone's back, things are just kind of back to business as usual. People are getting displaced again. You know, I was once cared about, now no one gives a shit, and that's sort of what the Flag Smashers are all about. It seems.
It seems like that for sure.
Yeah, it's weird.
So they like get information, and then John Walker and his sidekick, I forget what his sidekick's name is.
Battlestar,
that's what it is. I knew you would know it. So they like run into them, and they're like, "Oh, what kind of information do you guys have? We're doing this." And then they give them information, and they team up for a second, only so that John Walker can fucking ruin the whole setup.
Yeah.
And then the Flag Smashers are like, "Fuck you. We're not talking to you anymore. You're a liar and a traitor and whatnot." I don't really want to go through the whole episode just fucking spoiling it. I just want to hit the points. We got to talk about.
That's pretty much the whole episode. I mean,
yeah, but we got to talk about like key points. Fucking Battlestar dies.
Yeah, he gets murked. Yeah.
Like, and okay, so one of the biggest issues I had with this scene is she's like going at John Walker with a knife, and she's like gonna fucking kill him, and then Battlestar gets in the way, and she kicks him and kills him instead. And then when he's like down and like, you know, oh my god, my friend is dead, why didn't she just go and continue to stab him?
Because I think she was like, oh fuck, like I don't think she was, you know, because I think she acknowledges that like Battlestar had no ill intention, you know, and she's like, oh fuck, I'm out of here. Like this is getting too heavy for me. I got to get out of here, and we got to run. And also, I think she could sense the rage on old John Walker there. Yeah, he was definitely raged out. I loved that death scene was so gruesome too, because it wasn't like he got, that was like impact trauma, just
yeah,
which is something you never see in superhero movies, because like people get flung through walls all the time, and you're like, that would kill someone, and this show is like, it would
actually fucking did. Yeah, so he actually hits the wall, and like it cracks the column, and you're like, man, that dude's dead. And it really kind of hits you. It really kind of hits everybody in that show, and everybody just kind of stops fighting and goes, holy shit, you know?
It was also really interesting. I really liked the scene where they sit down. It's Battlestar and John Walker, and they're like sitting down having tea or whatever the fuck they're doing, and he's like, so would you take the serum? And he's like, oh yeah. I would take that serum. Just like John Walker's like, all right, that's my validation to take it.
Right.
Or he probably had already taken it at that point, honestly. But like,
you think so?
I think so, yeah.
I don't think so, because you see in the next scene, like at the next scene you see him in, he's like twitching and shit, and you know, like kind of losing it, and he wasn't in that scene before, you know.
Yeah,
so I don't think he took it there. I think he was like looking for it, and he's like, hey man, I found this serum. It's the only one left. I'm gonna take this shit. And Battlestar's like, yeah, dude, take that shit. You'll be unstoppable. And he just got his ass kicked by the Wakandan ladies. And he's like, he had like a whole mental breakdown of like, they weren't even super soldiers.
Yeah.
And it's like,
just big crybaby moment.
Yeah.
I like that scene, but also it's like they're there to get Zemo and they just like let him get away. And they all seem sort of unfazed by it too. They're like, well, he got away. Oh, well. And it's like, it's like, dudes, he got away because of you. It's totally your fault.
And I think that's why they're all so nonchalant about it, because if they weren't,
not my fault.
Like, if it was like somebody else like left him away or let him get away, then they would be real fucking pissed. But since it's them, they're like, whatever.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. Like
that was 100% their fault. But and also I feel like the Wakandans are just there to like give Bucky something to do with his story, and like seeing him get his arm removed was kind of interesting.
It was cool.
How did he know how to put it back on?
I don't know. I was thinking the same thing. I figure he just went, I guess this goes here, and then it just kind of grabs and yeah. But that kind of leads to the question, like, if somebody else who didn't have an arm, could they put that on and it would work for them?
Well, it looks like he has like a little slot on his torso,
shoulder, his arm hole.
Yeah, it looks like it connects to something, you know, like there's definitely like a little port there or whatever. I said there was some things that I didn't like about the episode. One of them was that the Wakandans were just like, he's getting away, and we don't care. And it's just like, why would that? He got away for plot convenience, and that's really all it was. And it's so weird because he had so many opportunities to get away, and it's like, this is the way he got away.
Well, the thing is, like,
so random.
Yeah. But the thing is, I think they set
through
that
a
up
sewer,
for his character.
Through a sewer, and no one went in after him.
Right? Yeah.
Like, what are you guys doing?
So there was a huge problem with that. I feel like he could have just walked out the front door.
Yeah.
You know? Like, because I thought that's what he was doing, was walking out the front door, and then they're like, "Oh, did he just pull a Chapo?" And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, really? He went down through the toilet?" But I think his character was set up to be that kind of like, whatever, I'll just roll with it, and if I see an opportunity, I have an opportunity, you know?
He had several opportunities in the last episode, though.
But I think he wanted to destroy the serum, and now that he has, now he can get away. You know, because it's the scene right after that. He's like, I need these guys to find the serum so I can destroy it.
Yeah, and
he did.
It is kind of Zemo's MO to like put people against each other, because that's what he did in Civil War, where he kind of pitted Iron Man and Captain America against each other. He did the same sort of with this, where he's pinning Sam and John Walker like against each other. So that is kind of within his wheelhouse to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, and then he just kind of walks out, and I feel like that was totally in character for him, regardless of the fact that they just totally let him get away. The Wakandans just like like there's like I feel like they're just fighting, but at any point, like, somebody's always watching Zemo, right?
Right.
Somebody has to be.
Be number one priority. Yeah.
Right. He just walks out and nobody notices, and it's like, okay, maybe that's why he went into the bathroom, because he's like, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom, and everybody's like, oh, that's the bathroom. He didn't walk out the front door. He's pooping in there. Yeah. He's pulling a Jurassic Park in there.
One of the other issues I had was Flag Smasher Girl, who I just cannot remember her name. She calls Sam's sister, and she's like, hey, I'm blah blah blah, do you know who I am? And his sister's just like, oh yeah, I know who you are.
I saw you on the news.
Oh yeah, how you doing? It's good to hear from you. It's just like, okay,
Carly Morgenthau.
Yeah, okay, Carly. but she's just like, oh yeah, you're fine. Yeah, it's good to hear from you. And then she's like, well, I'm gonna kill you and your sons. And she's like, oh, okay. I'd prefer if you didn't, but like that's cool.
Yeah. That's the total. So, there's just a total tone shift. But I think they did that because she's just so inexperienced with what she's doing. Like she's like.
But I mean, from like the sister's end, it just sounded so weird. She's just like, oh yeah, I know who you are. It's just like, oh, that's fine. Go ahead. That's cool. And I think it was.
I don't know. I didn't get that because if like some murderous guy like just called you, if like I don't know, Ben Shapiro fucking called you up,
I'd be like, holy shit, how'd you get my number? What the fuck?
All right, not Ben Shapiro. I can't. The Zodiac.
But like, if it were,
like, I'm the Zodiac killer, and
I'd be like, holy fuck, how'd you get my number? That would be my first question. How the fuck did you get my number?
But I think
how do you know who I am? Like,
I think this situation is more serious than like, holy shit, how'd you get my number? It's like, hey, I'm this terrorist. I'm Osama bin Laden calling you directly. I have your phone number.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck. And you don't want to say like, how'd you get my number? It's just like, I don't want to give anything away. I don't want to say anything to these people.
I just feel like they set up the sister in the first episode. We haven't seen them in 2 episodes. Now she's here. So they set her up in the first episode just to become a sort of damsel in distress later in the show, as like what Sam is fighting for. And it's just,
I didn't get that. I didn't get that from that scene.
Well, it's not that scene. I just get that from that character in general, because it's just like, we haven't heard from her this entire time, except for that one time where she calls and blows his cover or whatever. But like,
right,
it just seems like that whole side plot is forgotten.
Yeah.
But I've got an interesting fact for you here, Nick.
All right, let's see it. Let's hear it.
And this is just like rumors that I've heard online, is that there is a subplot of this show that they have completely cut out of the show due to COVID. And it was when they were shooting the show, you know, they didn't know how bad COVID was going to be. So one of the subplots of the show was like a pandemic thing. And they're like, oh, and as they were doing it, they're like, maybe we don't do that. And
I wonder if it's like, if they wanted like the super serum to get everywhere.
Yeah, maybe.
Instead of, you know,
yeah, maybe it got people sick or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they ditched that, it seems. But there is 2 more episodes. Who knows? Maybe there's a pandemic in the next 2 episodes.
Yeah, maybe they you know, we talked last episode or the episode before that like Doom could be introduced or of some form of.
I don't think that he's going to get introduced, but
right, but some form of the Fantastic Four is going to be teased, you know, and I'm not really feeling that anymore. I don't feel like it really has a place.
I don't think this is the
anymore.
Show. I don't think you need to do it in this show.
But I like the show. I like the show a lot. And that final scene where Cap is fucking smashing that dude's face in.
Well,
for no reason other than he's angry.
And it's just such a, because they set up earlier in the show, that was the guy that's like, you know, I used to like Captain America, you know, like,
oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's like, oh shit, like this dude now, Carly or whatever her name is definitely gonna be like, fuck Captain America, fuck these people, like it's done. Like after that. And it's also such an interesting comparison to him and Steve Rogers, because Steve, there's a very similar scene to that in Captain America Civil War, where he has the shield and he's over Tony and Tony's mask is off, and then he just hits the thing in his chest and
right,
smash
and then he walks away.
And
that was like
it
the
shows,
end of that fight. Yeah,
it shows the difference between these two guys. So, I have a couple questions though.
Yeah.
Do you think we're gonna see Steve Rogers?
No.
Oh. Okay.
No. I think he's dead.
I think we'll see him.
I think he's either dead or he's back in the timeline.
Maybe. I feel like that's something they should explain, at least, or explicitly say.
That he died? I don't think they need to say anything about it.
Really?
I think they just leave it open and you keep you guessing as into like, is he here? Is he not here? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because everybody talks about him like he's dead or gone back. You know, like he won't be coming back. You know.
Yeah, I like the show a lot. I love that visual of John Walker with the blood on his shield. What do you think the future of John Walker is going to be in the coming episodes and MCU in as a whole?
You said he was somebody famous or somebody's son, right?
Yeah. He's Kurt Russell's son.
Kurt Russell's son. That's right.
Which Kurt Russell was in the MCU as well.
As what? I don't remember.
He was Star-Lord's dad.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
So that's probably how he got the job.
It's hard for me to tell. If he's going the way of his father, I don't think he'll be in the MCU anymore.
I think it's one and done.
I think it might be one and done.
I don't know.
Or they could. I don't know that much about like Captain America, so they could do like this would be a very Spider-Man thing to do. They put him in jail, right, or whatever, prison.
Yeah.
And then we get like end credit scenes of him in later things down the road of him in prison, like talking to other villains who were just hanging out in prison or whatever. You know, like the end of Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming, where Vulture goes to prison and Scorpion walks into him and he's like, "Hey, somebody told me you knew who Spider-Man was." And he's like, "Nah."
He'll be part of the like Sinister Six or whatever.
Yeah, the Sinister Six.
That might be.
Well, I don't think he'll be part of the Sinister Six, but I think that I don't know, something could happen where somebody needs something, some bad guy needs something.
I don't think he'll necessarily. I don't think he'll necessarily become like a full-on bad guy.
No, he would be like a henchman. I think.
I don't even think he's gonna be like that. I think he'll be a sort of like in-betweener guy because he does want to do the right thing, and like I think he has good intentions. It's just how he goes about it. Because I know, like in the comics, he's still like a good guy, but he's not Captain America. He might be
Warhammer. No, War
Machine.
War Machine. Thank you. He might be War Machine 2.0.
We are getting a War Machine show soon. So
really,
year. Yeah, next year.
It's Don Cheadle, right?
Don Cheadle, my boy. Last thing before we wrap it up. All right.
Okay, sure.
Did you watch the trailer for Loki?
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. I'm like, I have one more thing. Hold on. Yes, dude. Fuck yes. It looks so good. It looks so good. What the fuck is going to happen?
All I have to say is, wow. Ka-chow.
Oh, wow.
It's funny because, like, in our last episode, we're like, Loki and whoever else is in that show.
Yeah.
It's fucking Owen Wilson.
It's Owen Wilson.
Dude, I'm so excited to see Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson just, like, jump off of each other. Like, that's a perfect pairing that I didn't know I wanted, but I'm so happy I'm getting it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Dude, if this is, I wanted to bring this up because if Captain America is going to come back in a show, it will be this show because Owen Wilson's like a time cop. He's a fucking time cop.
Yeah, this is like the fucked up timelines. You're right. So we could see not old Cap, because I think in this one we could see old Cap, but maybe in that one we could see normal Cap, where Cap is going back in time to fix his timelines or whatever, and that's one of them that he has to go fix. So maybe Cap is like the big bad of that episode of that show.
That would be interesting.
That'd be so fucking cool, dude.
How weird. I'm super stoked. It comes out on the May 11th, I think.
Yeah, so we've got 2 more episodes of this show, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Then we'll get like a how it was made episode, and then we'll get Loki. I think that's how it's
really
gonna go.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's just like 3 or 4 weeks from now.
Just like how they did with WandaVision in this show, where there was a week off where they put this is how we made WandaVision. And
I didn't even know that was a thing.
You didn't watch it?
I didn't see that. I didn't see it. No,
it was cool. Yeah. So that's what I think of that.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I think of that. Yeah, dude. Loki looks great. It looks really good.
Yeah, I'm excited. And it's going to be interesting because it's not the Loki of Thor, Thor Ragnarok. Like, it won't be that Loki. It's the Loki post Avengers
Infinity
1.
War. Right. Not Infinity War. Yeah, post Avengers. Yeah.
Just the original Avengers. So
right.
So he's still pretty diabolical at that point.
But I think they'll have like references to his newer shit, the new shit that's going on.
Well, he's dead, so.
Is he?
Yeah, he dies at the beginning of Infinity War. Thanos just fucking wrecks him.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, Loki's super dead.
Is that on the ship? When they're all on the ship?
Yeah.
After... Okay.
Yeah. Because he kills him in front of Thor. Because Loki actually goes to defend Thor. And right. That's like the growth that we got to see with Loki since the first Avengers, where he was the main bad guy, to where Thor Ragnarok, they're almost working as partners.
Right.
And then he actually tries to save his brother and dies for his brother in Infinity War. So,
speaking of working with partners, I really enjoy the direction that Marvel is going with all the buddy cop movies that they're putting out, like buddy cop shows. It just works so well for this format. Like,
yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, especially for like TV, where it's like just two dudes, sort of, the classic two bros in TV. We've got Scrubs, we've got Psych, you know what I mean? We've got other shows.
Well, do you take it even farther back? You got Dukes of Hazzard. You got Starsky and Hutch. Pulp Fiction. Even that's a little fucking darker, but you know what I mean.
It's a movie, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a movie.
Jay and Silent Bob, the animated series.
There you go. All right. Yeah. Anyway. That's our wrap on that. Ribbity rap.